All right, I'm back. I had to switch devices. So there was a person, I think his name was Ben, longtime listener, first time caller. He did respond with some rule issues. And firstly, I want to say a huge thank you. It's not my intention to get them wrong, of course. And it's funny because some of them I knew, and he even said, look, you said, and then you forgot. And he's right. I said a few things and I forgot. Apparently, in the very first playthrough, I did a siege and then I stopped sieging because I changed my mind, and you can't do that, of course. But one thing he pointed out that I keep missing is there's an enemy requirement to do suppression. So if there's 3 or more enemies in a stack, you can't go suppress. And I think I've done that a few times with my marquee. If there's like maybe 3 Spanish units, and I started suppressing the top one, and then just working on the box, I can't do that. That's actually prohibited. So if I win this game, I have a slight asterisk. In fact, what you got to do is you got to battle them. I mean, that's plain and simple. The game is going to force you to do some battles, so you can't just hoard your units like I've been doing. Beyond that, I have been respecting this one, where I don't force march in. I've never done this one, so I can confidently tell you I've never done it wrong. I think everywhere else is okay, because you can't siege unless there's a leader. It's this one, the suppress action. I've done that one incorrectly a few times, so I want to make sure you guys all know that if I do get a win on this and I do a neener, it's a very suppressed one. Suppression fire has been laid upon me. Now, he pointed out a rule that I did not remember reading at all, and I was like, oh, come on, don't tell me I missed that. And I did. I missed it, and thank you so much. And it was one that's actually going to work in our favor. So even though I have an asterisk for doing suppression when I shouldn't, I have another asterisk in my favor. If I roll a natural 8 when I'm defending in battle, then it's successful. Additionally, your defending unit counterattacks. Eliminate one of the enemy units, even if it's full strength. Your choice. So I was rolling 8s and saying, yep, I succeed. And every time I get an 8, I actually get to kill one of the enemies of my choice. That is awesome sauce. And I didn't do that the entire 2 playthroughs. So I'm totally sorry I missed that. But that's huge. Okay, with that said, let's get going. I think there was a few other things he mentioned, and of course, just like the rules, I forget them. I don't remember anything else. Oh, he brought up the fact that you can't build and finish a church in the same turn, and I think I figured that out on my own in the second playthrough, and he was commenting based on the first playthrough. You know, don't fault him there. In fact, it was just me going to upload these videos where I finally saw his comments. So he doesn't even know about the second playthrough yet, and so maybe he'll be proud that Jeff actually figured something out. So there we go. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching and joining me at the table. And off we go. I forgot to check this peace thing with the Moors. The Moors thing really bothers me because obviously I want to get rid of them. You can target the Moors with a battle action, remove the pieces, provided that you're not at peace. Otherwise, they have to be removed via diplomacy. And then if I jump to the diplomacy section, roll the die. If you exceed the number, eliminate all Moors from the northernmost box. Done. Then you flip it to peace, or it remains at peace. So I am not allowed to go to war with the Moors, even though they're hogging up southern Spain here. I'm at peace with them. So it's not until I draw a Moors token that it's going to become an issue. And if anything ever gets 3 or more, like it was here in Spain, I got to remember I can't suppress them. So that's unfortunate. And then, of course, the Saxons there are becoming a menace again. I'm not sure I care anymore that they're a menace. They are costing me money, but I'm making lots of money. I guess they cost me points. I got a whole bunch over here I would like to get rid of too. These sieges would be super easy because it's just a +1 on these leaders. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, like good old Jack Burton says, you can't leave the Carpathians and the Corinthians and Croats and Avars and Moravians alone. Because on a dark, stormy night, you don't stand up chance against Jack Burton. Okay. Name that movie, by the way. Shouldn't be hard. Some of you are really good at this, so thank you. I will go ahead and do a siege. And since I'm here, I'm adjacent to roads and boats, so I can just go straight to there and do a siege. So I just need a 3 or better, and I got a 6. So he's as good as toast. And I get a buck, and I go from unfriendly to friendly, and then I draw 2 from the hate cup. All right, so we got Paris and a Viking. See, already I can't build a road and boat because there's nothing I can do to get rid of that Viking. Oh, it's annoying. So build those roads and boats in Britain as fast as you can. Okay, let's do another siege. I got a 7, so 2 of them are eliminated, and I get another buck. And unfriendly to friendly, and 2 from the hate cup. And we got a Saxon 1 and a Saxon 1. So that's going to become a leader. Like so. All right, let's keep it going. Okay, this one's going to be a little harder. I need a 5 or better. I got a 6. So kill 2 more. And we get 2 bucks from this one. Unfriendly to friendly. 2 from the hate cup. There's an intern and a Gascony, which gets killed because there's Moors there. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with my sieges here. This one I only need a 3 or better. I got a 4. So I just killed 2 more. And I get another buck. Unfriendly to friendly. And 2 from the hate cup. And we have Bavaria and Provence. Okay, so now I'm going to start, I might as well do a suppression action, because I got to do something here, and this is just a 3, so if I get a 4 or better, of course I roll a 1, friendly to unfriendly, and 2 from the hate cup, and we got Valetti, and another Viking. I'm curious. I mean, I could try to suppress again. I don't know how badly I care about them. So I'm going to just move. And I'm going to move to here and do a suppression there. And I succeed. So Spain is gone. And friendly to unfriendly. And then 2 from the hate cup. I'm sort of hoping for a more. Saxons, and then 1 from Britain. And the Saxon 1 pile is actually pretty high. Okay, so I'm in Spain, but I can't do anything. I can't attack the Moors. I might as well just go deal with Paris. So we'll try to suppress him. and I have a 5, but I'm Charlemagne, and I get a +1, so I succeed. And so he goes to there, and then friendly to unfriendly, draw 2, and I get another Viking. And this is a Foda. You could have Foda me. All right. Oh, I remember. Ben mentioned one other rule I missed. I can choose to end a campaign, which is like ending my turn, but then I have to draw 4 hate tokens, and I have to live with those 4 hate tokens, whatever they are. But I can end my turn now, because I'm trying to become Holy Roman Empire and stuff like that. So remember when I was trying to prolong or get the game to end when I was sitting here, I could have just ended it right away. And that's an important thing to know. Another cool thing is I could build roads and boats, right? If I don't get any Vikings. So I could try to end right away, in that kind of way. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to end right now, and let's draw 4. Because there's nothing else I want to do. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we did draw 2 more Vikings, which causes them to go here, because once there's 3 Vikings in purple, the other 2 go there. 1 does go to Bavaria, which is going to hurt us, and Gascony gets 1, and that one's killed immediately. The reason the one in Bavaria hurts us, you'll see in a second, but we're in the build phase, and there's nothing I can build. Oh, I can finish the church. 1, 2, 3, and this church is finished, and now our tax level goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's funny, he has it right at 30 because I think that's the maximum you can do. So we finished the church. Yep, I can't build any bridges and roads. I need a marquee and a church, so Spain is impossible. Britain's the only place. So now I've got to do the Vikings. 2 Vikings do get killed, but unfortunately I lose 1, 2, 3 bucks. 1, 2, 3, and they're gone. Next is this guy. We're at peace, but we got to roll, and I rolled an 8, and I do eliminate the entire north. So I got rid of those 2. I only have 1 more left of him. No Byzantine yet. Entire game. The English go up to 9, and there's no Vatican phase anymore that we need to worry about. Now this English thing, being at 9, I mentioned that I only get 1 point if I go up 1 more after this. And just so you know, the threshold is 27. I'm at 30. So I meet the threshold to go up at EVP every single turn and for the rest of the game. So I don't want to just get 1 point. You may voluntarily expend EVP at the end of your turn, even if you already met or exceeded the threshold. But EVP expended in this fashion is only worth half rounding down of the amount indicated to the space. Moving from 4 to 3 gains 2 victory points, but moving from 3 to 2 only gains 1. If at the start of this step you've maxed out this track, already previously advanced to the final 9, you gain 1 regular PP instead of stacking up additional. So we're going to move to turn 10 as a result of this, right? So then we're going to have 11 and 12, so we're going to get to bump up twice. So what I think I want to do is I want to drop twice, right? So I want to drop this one to get 9, and this one to get 8. So 9 and 8 is what? 17. So then I have to divide that by 2 and round down, so I'm getting, what, 8 points. So that's pretty darn sweet to get 8 points. And then I'll go up 2 more times and I'll finish the game at 9 again. Does that make sense? That's way better than just staying at 9 and only getting 1 point every time I try to move. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get 8 points. So I'm just going to drop this by 2 and move the 10 up 1, and we're at 87 points. the threshold for the game is 135 points. So I do need to score a lot of points. Okay. So diplomacy phase is over. We go to the turn end. There's no non-pagan leaders. If there's a Finnish church and no Vikings and no Moors, we eliminate the top unit in every spot. That's what hurts, because this one stays on. And this goes to the friendly cup. We fly the friendly skies. So this one's gone, and this one's gone. This one does not go to the friendly cup. This one does. Okay, so this one goes too. Topmost unit in a stack of 3. You can see the Balkans there. I don't have 3 in any of those. I have leaders in the Saxons, so I can't do anything there. It is interesting, because if I didn't have a leader in the Saxon region, that church really does eliminate. Because it doesn't say no enemies, it just says no Vikings, no Moors. So that church really would eliminate the top unit of all the Saxons, but I have to have no leaders at all. It's really hard to do. But obviously I did it down here, right? That would have worked. I could have eliminated the top unit of all 4 of those spots. So I actually think that there's probably more Saxons than there are orange, or maybe the fact that there's 4 orange spots means it doesn't grow quite as quickly, so it's harder to get a leader. So actually it might be a smarter move. See, I've done like the worst move possible every time. So if I'm going to put a church in a pagan region, it should have been in the Balkan region, not in the north there. Okay, so I believe we're done. So nothing crazy there. We now get our money. So we get 30 bucks. So I'm just at 39. So I'm going to put this on. I have 2 level 3 units, so we lose 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 churches, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 marquees. There's 1 box occupied by a Moor, and there's 2 leaders. Drops me to 26. And I'm swimming in the money right now. Does this have another side? Nope. It should have another side, so when you go over 30, you can flip it. That's some feedback if the designer ever watches this. Unless, of course, I'm totally screwing up the rules. Okay, then we resolve this. All the Vikings go hostile. These guys go hostile. These guys go unfriendly. These guys go unfriendly. Yes. No. Yes, they go unfriendly. And the Spanish go unfriendly. And this guy goes hostile. All right. Okay. So we move. Oh, we got to score our points. I always forget to do that. That's like the best thing to do. This is not enemy free, so we lose a point. We don't get a point there, but we're going to get 2 points here. So that puts us to 89. Excuse me. I have 1 marker in the Deadpool, intrigue marker, and then 1 for Holy Emperor, 1 for being the king. It's good to be the king. 4 churches and 4 for this is just a times 10. So what am I supposed to do? I'm at 100. I mean, am I really breaking the game that much? The game goes up to 135. So if you beat the game, you're going to score over 100 points. Okay, so I'm at 100. Now, I moved to turn 10, and you can see the threshold is 90. I already hit that. The tax threshold I don't have to worry about. The military is 52, though, and that one's getting harder and harder to hit. So, 3, 6, what did I say? This was going to be 30, because there's 5, there's 10 of them for 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 50, that's 52, and that's 53. 52 is all I need, I believe. And then it's going to be 56 and then 60. We are in the levy phase. For the promotion, I can make this guy level 2, and I will do that. And I'm going to buy 4 level 1s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's like that. So I have all the thresholds already met. And so I'm going to start my campaign, and I'm going to declare an end. And I'm going to just draw 4 hate cups and end the turn. I'm going to exercise that rule. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Croats declared a thumb war. They actually got a leader, which hurts. And Carnithia got 1. And then this happens. So now I go to the build phase, and I'm spending $3. And guess who can build roads? Yeah. So I just spent $3, and we built some roads. Roads, in fact, is what they're called. Black gold Texas tea. So for building this, we get +1 to our taxes. So we are now at 31. I'll put this on it. I'll put this below it. So we're at 31 in our taxes. I was not maxed out. I was smoking pot. And more importantly, that's the third road. So we get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we do diplomacy. By the way, there's nothing else I could ever build. I can't build roads here because I don't have a church. I made the decision to put a marquee here and a church somewhere else, so there's no more roads I can build. I'll never get the 4th road built. Where we're going, we don't need any roads. I know this is going back in the hate cup. And I believe we just have to do diplomacy here. And I don't think I can even fail my roll. See, I rolled a 1, but I get a +2 because of this. That's a 3, which is enough to kick all the Moors out. So that goes to the unfriendly cup. And this one is going to get hit by all the end of turn nonsense. And he goes to the friendly cup because we have roads there. And I think I'm just going to be able to just collect some money. So I'm going to be able to get 30. So I'm at 49 in treasury. And I have 2 units here. So I'm going to spend 2. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 churches. 1, 2, 3, 4 marquee. And I have no mores. I have 1, 2, 3 leaders. 1, 2, 3 leaders. So that leaves me at 36. I think I forgot to score points for how much money I had last round, but I'm not going to worry about it. So now I score. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 enemy-free regions. So I'm going to score 4. I have 4 churches. 1, 2, 3, 4. here. I'm going to put it here. It's on 11 for 110. And then I have 4 marquee. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good to be king. It's good to be emperor. And then I have 5, 6 points from coins in the treasury. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that puts me at 123. So then I move the game turn up. And I need to have 56 points in troops and 110 victory points, which I already have. So my troops are 3. Well, we already know that's 30. 5 is 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 40. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 48. So I need to promote 1 to get me to 49. And I need how many? Well, hold on. I had 52, so I did something wrong here. 30, 40, 50. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 59. So I'm at 59, which is enough to there. I need 1 more for 60, and I'll be able to do it just from promotion alone. Also, I would have moved up there on the diplomacy phase at the end of the last round. So I am at my next turn, and I'm going to just draw 4 and end the game because I'm steaming this one. I need 135 points. I don't have it, but I think I'm going to get it as long as I end this campaign right now. I have to have no Moors on the map. I have to be Holy Roman Emperor, King of the Lombards, and bridges. I have to have 3 bridges and road regions, which I was able to do. Now, if I draw a Moor here, I'm screwed. And I drew 2 Vikings. I guess I could have drawn 1 more, because then I could have eliminated it in the diplomacy phase. I did get 1 in Burgundy, but it's not going to do anything. And I did get another Avar, which really doesn't do anything. The Vikings, of course, hurt a little. So then what I would do is, end of the turn, I lose 1 buck to get rid of the Viking. They would go back to the Hate Cup. And then this guy would go to the Friendly Cup. And we just go through and score 1 last time. So I have 4 for the region. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 intrigue, 1 emperor, 1 for being what's his face, and then that puts me to 130. Now I need to get 135. I still need 5 more, but here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the churches. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the marquee. And then I get 1 for every 5 coins in the treasury, which is going to increase by 31. So I got to put another 1 under here for 30 more, and that's 1. I lose 2. And then I have 1, 2, 3 leaders out here. So 1, 2, 3. And then basically I'm going to get 5, 10 more points. So that means this thing goes to 140. And I'm at 148 to end the game. So I did not kill a unit when I rolled 8 in my defense, which could have helped save me some troops. I did suppress a few times in Spain when I had 3 troops, and I'm not allowed to do that. I think I even suppressed once or no, I don't think I suppressed. I might have suppressed a pagan that had 3 or more. I'm not sure. I highly doubt it. I honestly don't believe there was anywhere else that I had 3 or more troops to even be an issue. I know Bavaria got a little problems. Maybe in the beginning of the game I had 3 there. So it is possible. But that would be the only thing I think I did wrong, which I think is extremely minor. So I really regretted not building the bridges there. But now that I learned about that trick where you can just end the turn immediately, and drawing 4 blindly and then living with whatever you draw, you could seriously lose the game doing that. I mean, I could have drew a couple Moors, 2 Moors, and then I would have lost because I didn't have no Moors in Spain. This guy, actually, I probably should have spent 1 turn moving him here, so that way if I drew 2 Moors, they would have piled up on his spot. Having a marquee here prevents the Moors from moving on, and if you can pile 2 of them up, so you just put the marquee right in this spot, right there. You never move him. And then you draw your first Moor, he goes there. You draw your second Moor, he still goes there. Then you roll the die and you pass, and then you just get rid of 2 Moors. That is the way to do it. Money for nothing, the Moors are free. So that's what you want to do there. The Vikings are just a pain in the butt, and they come in swarms at the end. But hopefully by the end you're getting enough money that they're no big deal. And they are no big deal from that perspective. However, you got to get your bridges in first. And then once you get your bridges, because I think, if you go down here, then you burn your bridges. And then those bridges don't count. So anyways, I do see value in a church over in the pagan region. And for that reason, maybe, just maybe, have no marquee at all in Britain. The thing is the troops in Britain would then become a problem, and you're going to have to go in and suppress them from time to time. And then you might even see some leaders that pop up there. But it might not be a big deal, because as the Holy Roman Emperor, you get to remove troops from there. I know you get to remove a Viking for free with having the marquee there. And in the early game, that is powerful, because that 1 coin does make a huge difference. It is hard to have everybody eliminated here, so you can build. What do you need? To build the roads and bridges here, you would need to have everything eliminated, which, as you can see, I was able to do. And in fact, I could have built it if I had a church down here. But that is very hard to do. Very cool. The roads and bridges in the middle is a must-have, because then you can fly across the map. I did enjoy that a lot. Did Italy need it? Maybe, maybe not. But having the marquee here helped kill units, which I thought was helpful. All in all, very fun game. I'm not sure I figured it out per se. I think I got a lot of, there's a lot of luck involved. There's a lot of dice. There was a lot of sieges where you just saw me roll like a boss. They could have gone very badly. And yes, those sieges are necessary to make money. The money, money, money. I do think more battles are going to happen the next time I play, because if you ever let a stack get up to 3 high, you have to battle them. That's the only way you can reduce them down. So that's an important distinction. And the marquee cannot do a battle action. So it is possible for a marquee to even get stuck, because you have to always be able to do an action when you move to a space. And if you can't do a battle action on a stack of 3 or more units, what can you do? You'd have to do a gift. And the gift costs you money, and we may not have money. Beyond that, there's nothing you can do. The forced conversion, it's an interesting action, but I don't understand why anybody would ever do it. Like, what's the advantage of going in and killing these pagans? I mean, the pagans didn't harm me. You can stack them up 12 deep, and other than the fact that they cost me 1 gold each, at the beginning of the game, that was painful, but in the beginning of the game, I didn't have victory points to spend. And it turns out, I ended up with, 148 victory points. I won by 13. So, and the minimum to win the game, you needed 135. To win by 13, it's not that much more. That 13 points was not that big of a victory. I think other people would do way better. But there you have it. Charlemagne, master of Europe, hopefully with a lot less rule issues. I still had to look up quite a bit while we were playing this, but very fun game. Highly recommend it. Hollandspiel. I'm embarrassed. I didn't even know they existed. But, you know, I go to a Wednesday night gaming group, and it's just whatever that group brings to the table. And this is not the kind of game they play. Because, well, first of all, this is a solitaire. So not really useful for a gaming group. That's probably the largest reason. But anyways, very fun game. I do recommend it. I know somebody posted they have Agricola and they were curious to see how this plays. I don't know how Agricola plays. So I was told Agricola is simpler than this and that this one's more epic. I do agree that this took me... what are we looking at here? It's past midnight. I started this at maybe 8:30. So, you know, factor in an extra hour because you're recording, right? Recording always takes longer because you're explaining things or whatever. So I would say this is easily a 2-hour game. If you know the rules really well, I bet you can compress this down even more. I easily spent 20 minutes flipping through the rule book. So very good. I did confirm, by the way, that this +1/+2 is only for Charlemagne. It is not for your Marquis. So I did play that wrong in the first playthrough. I think I did it right in this one. The Marquis it's an interesting concept, but they're not very powerful. They can do suppress actions. That's about all you can do with them. But you know what they're actually really good at is gifts. So you know how I was rolling in the dough here? We could have used the Marquis to start buying off units. That is a nice action that the Marquis can do for you. And anyways, enough of that. So I hope you enjoyed it. By the way, this die does not come with the game. This is the one that comes with the game. And I thought it would be too hard to read on the camera because it's gold on white. It's actually really hard to see with my bamboo and all the white that's on the ground. So I just didn't want to use this, so I grabbed one from my personal collection. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay awesome. And what's next? So let me be honest with you, what I have in my queue. I have Donning the Purple, which was a Kickstarter that arrived almost 2 months ago now, and I still haven't played it. I haven't even read the rules. I have Enemy Action Ardennes, because as you know, I've been on this huge John Butterfield kick. I've played Space Corp, I guess. And then all 4 of the D-Day games, back to back to back to back. That took me 2 weeks to do. And I'd only played one of them once, and every other one was a brand new, fresh time. It was fun, but I'm exhausted. So I have Enemy Action Ardennes, which I'm told is even more intense. But I flipped through the rulebook real quick, not reading it, mind you, just glancing, and it has a rulebook that's similar to Space Corp in terms of if you're playing, you know, solitaire. There's actually 3 different rulebooks based on if it's a 2-player game, solitaire Axis, solitaire Ally. So that's the same format that Space Corp does, and the rulebook looked quite crisp in terms of it had some great examples, but the devil's in the details, and so. But I was told that that's a really intense game. I'm trying to wait for a weekend to start that one. Today's Monday. Well, actually, no, today's Tuesday. I started this on Monday. So maybe by the end of the week, if we get there, I can try that one. And then I have another Hollandspiel I picked up. I tried 2 of them. And the other one is NATO Air Commander, which, you know me, I love DVG games and some of the air. I have Israeli Air Force Leader, which, by the way, if you ever watch my video series on that, don't I didn't do a good job with it. I definitely want to try that again. I have the B-17. I have all the DVG air games. I mean, you name it. Hornet Leader, Flying Fortress Leader, Israeli Air Force Leader, Thunderbolt Apache Leader, and then I know there's one more. I'm forgetting it. The Vietnam one, Phantom Leader. So many air games. And then I have Skies Above the Reich, and I love that game. That game is still one of my top games. I cannot talk enough about how much I love that game. I think the only drawback to it is I think that I figured it out, like I solved it. And so now every time I play it, even when the luck doesn't go my way, I can still beat it. But anyways, Storm Above the Reich is on a P500. I do have that backed just because I enjoyed it so much, and I'm told that you can merge the two, and I'm hoping the designer is going to do something with the merge more than just simply you got more units. It'd be really nice if there was some cool crossover there. So I'm a little bit interested in that, but that's many months away. I don't even think the P500 has succeeded yet. And then Zia, Legends of a Drift System. I have it, but I don't have any of the expansions. Like I have the original Kickstarter, and I just, the Kickstarter for that latest expansion they just did is arriving this Saturday, and along with it is the Solitaire expansion and that rules, and so there's a whole bunch going on there. So I will be trying to get that to the table. And then I also have Crisis. It's a financial game, and it's an awesome, awesome game. I've played it many times, but it's been like 8 months since I've played it. So now I got to refresh my memory on it. But it's a worker placement game. It's an economic game, and it's one of those games where everybody has to work together, but you're not trying to be, it's not a co-op. You have to work together so you don't lose, but eventually only one person wins. So it's very fun, and it has a solitaire mode, and the hard mode on it is impossible in solitaire. If you play it multiplayer, it's not so bad, but anyways, lots of stuff lined up. I also have Thunderstone Quest, but I don't have the Solitaire expansion. That's still coming. I know I can do a print and play, but Jeff doesn't do print and plays. Just making sure you understand. A lot of people have asked me to print some stuff and play it for them. I don't do that. I went to college so I can stop doing construction work, which I did in my youth, and I have not looked back. I don't work anymore. That's my motto. I play games, and I sit at a desk. And then because my doctor tells me to, I walk my dog and maybe get some exercise in. But other than that, that's as far as I go with my work. And printing your own game and cutting all the pieces, I don't do that anymore. So if you're willing to do that for me and then mail it to me, I will play your game for you. Now this, by the way, is print and play, or you can just purchase it straight from Hollandspiel. I purchased it straight from Hollandspiel, and I highly recommend it. I think these components are awesome. I mean, I gave some feedback, like I wished something was double-sided, or like even this here, this should say times 10, and then the other side should say times 50 or times 100. That's what it should do. That would be very helpful. Anyways, enough rambling there. Thank you for watching. Stay awesome, and have a good night.